Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast. Having delays for projects is something Fanatics and I have in common. That's Kai. I'm trying to meet deadlines. And we have today Webb. Webb's Sports Cards. Instagram names are hard. Kai, Webb, gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Great. How are you?
Good, man. I know you wanted to be on the podcast, so we appreciate your time. I know this was kind of something we've been working on for the last couple of weeks. You know, there's been hurricanes kind of happening. So, Kai, glad you're okay. I'm going to lead into the segue of Fanatics canceling or delaying their show. But first off, how you guys doing?
Everything's great. I don't know. I guess we'll get into it, but it wasn't nearly bad enough to have that happen, but whatever. We'll get into it, but everything's good here. I don't know. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Listen, I'm pretty good. Safe, obviously, because I live in New Hampshire, thankfully, so that's pretty good. And the only loss I have from Fanatics is probably $300, which Dave told me some advice earlier that I may or may not try to incorporate.
Listen, if you want some unethical life advice, just throwing it out there. I'm telling you to do this if you don't want to lose money on your hotel. Day before you're supposed to fly in, day before your hotel, they have COVID. What are they going to do? Are they going to ask you to prove it? Maybe, probably not. I'm just saying that's my recommendation. There's my unethical hack for the week. Now let's jump into the breaking news that happened earlier today in the sports card world. We all truly care about, obviously. Fanatics Fest Orlando delayed until early 2025. We don't have a confirmed date yet. This seems to be more of a lot of pushback from collectors. A lot of people were heading to Orlando over the Dallas Card Show in 2 weeks. This is a interesting time. EJ, Dynasty Mode, the director of dealer relations at Fanatics, actually fucking called me right after this happened. I posted on Instagram about it at, let's say, 3 o'clock, at 3:05. He gave me a call about it. This is crazy what's happening. I know a lot of people are going to be kind of footing the bill for their flights so they can't cancel it, or their hotels, cough, cough, COVID, whatever. But I was not intending on coming to the show anyway because of Dallas. Now I don't really know what's going to happen. This is a crazy time. So, Webb, you originally were planning to go, right?
I was, yeah. I actually booked my flights and hotel 2 weeks ago. I mean, this was honestly kind of right before the hurricane was kind of brought into as big as it was supposed to be. So then I was just kind of watching it, and then obviously this came out today. So
yeah, I don't really know. Kai, you good there? You want to give your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I only have to drive, so I only needed a hotel, obviously. I don't even know if it's refundable. I have to call them tomorrow because it won't let me do it on the website because it crashed, I guess, from people trying to refund. But as far as I know, nothing in the great vicinity of anywhere near the convention center is messed up at all. I mean, they are having a convention there this weekend or last weekend or something. So I just don't really get it unless it's something they're kind of trying to hide, like people that didn't buy a lot of tickets or something. I'm not really sure, but
yeah, I don't really know what's happening either. I mean, we see top comment from THC Sports Cards mentioning how he also lives in Florida. Orlando's perfectly fine. He mentioned the Orange County Convention Center. Yeah, even you mentioned as a local in the area. This is pretty strange.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, that is you. You have a lot of likes there. It's probably the most liked thing.
yeah,
I don't really know. I mean, EJ did call me. He said it was a collaborative effort to move on because of damage in the area, of other factors that Fanatics has considered. Once again, I don't work for them. I just happen to have a nice connection into that company and have obviously offered my expertise in certain ways, and they've been good to me as well, so there's no reason not to. But I'm fair, and I think that, I told EJ, turn off your phone. Turn it off for a day, man. Get off social media. Everyone's going to be pissed about it. I think logically it's going to be okay based on how they react almost immediately next day or so about it. But I think that initial gut reaction for a lot of people is, fuck, I wanted to go to this. And then secondly, like, oh shit, I have to go book something for Dallas now because Dallas is 2 weeks away, and I guarantee you that hotel is if not sold out, then it now is sold out with the news of this happening a couple hours ago.
I mean, I'll say it if they don't want to say it, but there's no chance this is because of the hurricane. Like 0%.
I don't know, man. I can't say that. Sure, but this is a touchy subject on a good day, and on a bad day, you have conspiracy nuts gonna be like, yeah, according to us at sources, the sales are down. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't work there. Like, I appreciate they're offering refunds. They probably have to offer some kind of kickback as well to other dealers. A refund is good. That's a good start. But it would be kind of cool if Topps went out of their way to like send everyone who was a dealer like a hobby box or two. Or,
well, dude, how many people do you think are getting destroyed on these refunds? Like for hotels and flights and stuff?
like
they're gonna get destroyed.
So many. No,
I'll take ownership for it. I booked the hotel that was prepay, and I think it was like 20% cheaper or something close to that. And of course, the time I prepay, it's like, oh, it just gets canceled. Because I usually don't prepay, but I guess I won't be doing that again because whatever I prepay for next will probably get fucked too.
It's really, really weird. I was actually trying to sell my table in Dallas and come to the show on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Happy no one took that advantage of that opportunity. That table is no longer available. Do not DM me about it. But I don't know what's going to happen now. I mean, I guess looking at the show calendar, Dallas should be pretty good, but football has tanked 75% on most of the QBs. Basketball will probably be the move there. And then, ironically enough, baseball, which, Webb, if you do end up coming to the show, going to be good for you possibly. I know that you're mentioning you also right by Shriners, which is the same weekend.
Yeah, Shriners is about probably 20% smaller than Dallas, but it's also a big competitor for, say, the Northeast dealers that would normally attend Dallas.
Yeah. The only reason why I go to Dallas is because I have a table in my name, and I'm expanding that in 2025. Yeah. So,
and you have to keep renewing it once you go there. So,
listen, I like Dallas. The thing about it is it happens so many times a year, which is why even on this podcast, I said multiple times, hey, go to Orlando. Be a little bit different. Like, Fanatics Fest New York City was so good. I'm happy I was a dealer there. I'm happy I gave it a chance. It was amazing. It truly, truly was. They did an awesome experience with it. It sucks this is not happening as of 2024. It's sometime in early 2025. Can mean a couple of different dates, according to what EJ said. I'm not going to comment on it because there's no, obviously, like, confirmed date, but early can mean a couple of different things. They haven't.
I was just going to say, it's kind of interesting when they do end up booking it, because there's a lot of shows the first 2.5-ish months of the year, I feel like.
There is. So, I mean, looking at the show calendar, nothing's really confirmed. The only show dates that I know of in 2025 is Burbank. I don't think
it's February 13th, I believe, to the 16th.
Yeah, it's Valentine's Day weekend, so that's fun. And week before Super Bowl or Super Bowl weekend, whatever it is. I know the Culture Collision generally is like the first show of the major show cycle for 2025. Dallas is generally right after that. But I don't know of any confirmed show dates yet. I don't think they've put out anything. And as much as I don't like Culture Collision, I know that it is a phenomenal baseball show, for instance. And I know Dallas in January is usually a very major show in general, and people will obviously flock there. But this is going to be an interesting time. I did mention to EJ and Fanatics, hey, my opinion is if you don't have a confirmed date yet, call Kyle. Call Dallas Kyle and be like, yo, we're booking this show again for this date. You need to tell us if this is the date of your show or we're going to crush you. Because frankly, the online conversations about Dallas and Fanatics Fest before this was canceled was predominantly, yeah, Dallas happens all the time. I'm going to Orlando. I fucking am a dealer in Dallas and I was going to Orlando. Like, you have to make sure that you're not just competing with each other for the sake of competing with one another. You don't want to be like Nashville. Like, Nashville, apparently this past weekend was ass. Is anyone shocked by that? Like, it's just like, Nashville's become an afterthought for these major shows. It's large, but it's not good, and it tries to compete with other shows. And then when it runs against nothing, I don't think there was another major show this past weekend. Did you guys see anyone talk about Nashville in any way, shape, or form?
Mikey, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think it's also getting to the time of the year where it's like there are major shows, and I think Orlando and Dallas would be fine. But other than that, I think it's getting to the time of the year where people are getting like cooked on stuff, and they're almost like kind of need to sit it out for a little bit and kind of just not do anything for a few months until Christmas time or whatever. I don't know if you think that's true or not, but
I think it's interesting. My timeline for this year is a little bit different than usual. I've taken a step back in cards, not because like money's tight or there's issues. I'm fucking buying a house, and I need to know where my finances are. So like I have purposely like kind of like stopped. Now that also aligns with like Speedy launching hopefully soon, and like dollar cards and $10 cards being like the move. But if I was not planning on buying a house this year, I would be going crazy buying, because it feels like this is a great opportunity now to kind of get in. I don't know if repackers have stopped buying still. I know that was a conversation a couple weeks ago, and I know that you obviously were busy with other things, Kai, and we've not talked about it a ton lately. But repacks were done buying for a long period of time there. So I don't know if either of you have experienced that same issue still.
very sparingly, but they are buying a little bit. Just depends.
I mean, speaking for myself, I have a couple of baseball repackers that clean out most of my mid-end, like $100 to $300 stuff. So I haven't really seen a change in that, thankfully.
Good. I mean, that's super important. Like, my perspective now on everything is kind of shifting a little bit. When numbers clear up again, hopefully soon, if not the spring 2025, is going to be determined relatively soon. Hopefully by next episode. Then I can either go in and spend $20K on stuff for Dallas, which would be cool because tables are expensive, or chill. Like, there's a possibility, dude. I was going to Chicago for their show for the Spectacular the week before Thanksgiving. I might not now, just based on how things kind of work out. Like, that is the Chicago Spectacular might be the last show of the year people give a shit about, and even then, that show is like very kind of mid. But at least like it's being out for a couple days, going to like a new city. I don't think there's any major shows in December anyway. And the week after is obviously Thanksgiving, and then people are home for a bit.
Yeah, no, I think after Thanksgiving it's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I would think it's probably intentional. I would think I can't imagine many people would go to a show anytime in December, but unless it was the first week, maybe.
Yeah,
I think it's just like a good break for all of us dealers, collectors, investors alike. Just like a good 1 month to chill.
Travel would also be a little bit more expensive, I would assume, if they did do a show. Then.
It would be. Yeah. Dude, it was such a crazy summer that like I've very much enjoyed like my own like free time. Like, cards are great. I love it. I mean, I was talking last week about burnout, which I think is completely valid because of such a wild summer we all had. If you were like a major dealer who traveled a bunch, being like chilling, just not doing much, really good for the mental health. I recommend that. If you can do this either as a hobby or like someone who does this full time, but like able to like mentally take a step back, you will feel better. I have been feeling really good about just cars in general for the last 7 days after recording a pretty like burnt out David last Tuesday. So I don't know, man. Like, maybe Dallas is gonna be fine. I may skip Chicago. Based on the timing for this show, man, it's probably worth considering. But I don't know, man. There's a couple other major projects in the works, Kai. I know that. Chief, I don't even know how much Lucas has said about his projects. I don't want to.
I haven't heard anything about that in a while.
So I'm not gonna.
The after show. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I don't know how much has been or not been said.
I don't think they've really like needed to do much more yet. I'm not sure.
Okay. I feel like you should announce that soon then. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's what, 6 months out still?
Something like that.
Yeah,
you need to know.
I think by New Year's it needs to be out there, I would say.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
That's
Because
still
that
4 months. I mean, that's plenty of time to book stuff.
you need to know. You don't want to have a 2-week situation like this where
Yeah.
everyone's flying to Dallas all of a sudden. Everyone got COVID at the same time and can't go to their hotels in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, we've gotten 48 calls today about different people with COVID from every state.
Breaking news, there seems to be a COVID outbreak in Orlando, Florida, in these 3 hotels. What are the odds of that? Well, if you like sports cards, pretty high, I guess. Other stupid news going on in the sports card world. If my mouse wants to work. Dude, I have to get a new computer mouse. This shit is just like not working. I had the same issue last week. When I can click on the article, I will. But GameStop is now a certified PSA dealer. It seems to be for trading cards and Pokemon as well. I don't know, man. I don't think I would trust a GameStop employee with anything valuable of mine.
No, I mean,
I've watched. Oh, sorry.
I was just I said that in one of our chats. Like, I don't think I'd hand them a $10 card and trust them to get it there correctly or do anything correctly, like involving that. So,
yeah, no. I was gonna say I've seen TikToks just like scrolling around for the hell of it, like them offering $4 on a Mike Trout 1 of 1, and then they offered $30 on a Corbin Carroll PSA 10 rookie. So like it just shows they have no idea what the hell they're doing.
Now, here's the question. Should I get one of my friends to work at GameStop to sell some shit cards to them? Is that a where is the ethical line I'm going to draw today? Let's start with that one.
I honestly think it's more so like a problem with their like system. I don't know. I think they just scan it and it tells you like a stupid number.
Yes.
I don't know what like the theory is behind it. Like, do they have a percentage they're paying? Like, where are they getting these numbers from? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think they have like a system.
I'm going to tell you something. I guarantee their system sucks. I guarantee it can be manipulated very easily.
Oh yeah, no, I did it with like some of my junk cards just for fun. Like, you can go on the website and do it, but it just doesn't make any sense where the numbers are coming from. Like, a dog shit card they'll pay you like $100 for it, and then other ones, like a gold chrome auto, someone who's actually good, they'll give you like $4. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
So stupid.
So yes, it could be very easily manipulated. Correct.
Man, I can't wait to dump Malik Willis, what is this? Legacy Chronicles football on their asses. All SGC 9s, of course. No PSA 10s.
Dude,
they only buy graded cards. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they only buy PSA new slabs. If someone was smart, this is like $1 million idea right here. Someone please do it and tag us. But if someone was smart, they would spend a day or two on the GameStop website, go through every card they can possibly think of, find which one they pay like a stupid amount for, and just buy like 100 of them on eBay.
I'm down. I think it's dude. Listen, we're giving some pretty unethical sports card advice so far.
I would pay money to see that happen.
Listen, I'm quite busy as it is, but what's another fucking stupid project in the works? You know, it's just like I've realized this too as I've taken a little bit of a step back. Like we are just like the dumbest fucking industry sometimes. Like I get why GameStop would be involved in this, but what's really weird is like GameStop has pivoted really hard into the sports card world because they have Backyards Repack in some of their stores. They obviously now are becoming an authorized PSA dealer. They're gonna get acquired by Fanatics. Like, I don't know when or how. It's gonna happen. Like,
I would love to see like a behind the scenes on this. Like, how does the people who work at GameStop have to go in the back at the end of the day and like type up PSA orders? Like, how does this work?
If you are a GameStop employee or know someone who is and wants to join the podcast, hit me up because I'm genuinely curious because that sounds so shitty for like $14.95 an hour, $17.95 an hour, whatever they do.
Like, in the world of like, let's say you're grading a Pokemon card, right? There's no like numberings. I mean, if you have 5 people put in like what an X Pokemon card, then 5 more people put in another X Pokemon card and they go in the same sub, how in the fuck is GameStop gonna know whose is whose? Like, if you sub yourself, you can very easily split them up, like figure out however you want to do it. But I cannot imagine a GameStop employee giving you back the correct 5 that were actually yours, you know?
You think GameStop hiring? What'd you say?
What'd you say?
Imagine if it was like 5 different 86 Fleer MJs.
Yeah, exactly.
First off, if you submit Fleer and actually wait, hang on, several things. First joke. That sounds like a perfect way to get some fake MJs certed. Actually, just saying. Secondly, yeah, if you're sending MJs in through GameStop, you deserve to get scammed. I'm just gonna say it. But yeah, I don't know. This is an interesting time. What else is happening? I know that we got questions for Webb as well. If you guys want to talk while I pull those up, that'd be super helpful. Or not. Okay, cool.
So, no. So, Kai, what was your favorite show you did this year so far?
I want to say the National, but it wasn't.
This year will be different, Kai. That I can promise.
Shoot. Probably the Dallas, whatever month that was. That was pretty fun.
Oh, with
When
was Mikey with us for that one?
No, it was just me and you set up, and then normal people were there, like Lucas and Derek and all that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was fun. That was the last one then.
Yeah, it was a fun one. Was it? Or was it the one before that?
Dude, I'm losing.
I don't even know.
I only went to one Dallas this year, so I have no clue.
Which one did you go to?
I went to the 4th of July one.
Oh, that's why I didn't see you. I was
It
gonna say
definitely wasn't that one.
Yeah, that one had to suck.
How many shows do you
Actually,
typically
wasn't too
do?
bad. I did pretty well there.
How many shows do
How
you
many
typically
shows a
do?
year I do?
Yeah, like where you actually like travel.
So this year was definitely my biggest like step forward because last year I only did National
Okay.
and Chantilly, which I tried once. And then this year I went to Burbank, Philly, New York a couple of times, Dallas, Burbank, National. So I think I did 6 travel shows, and then obviously I was planning Orlando, but I'm probably just going to do the local Shriners so I don't have to fly out anywhere.
Okay. I mean, so you're 20. I assume you do this full time right now because you're like a college kid, right?
Yeah, I am. And this is
Okay.
how I like generate income primarily. So I guess you could consider it full time.
I mean, that's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. When I was 20, I was in cards, but like cards in 2016 because I'm 28. Fuck.
You're dating yourself.
I'm dating myself. I'm not that much older than you guys, but in the sports card world, I am because 2016.
Yeah,
There's a lot
completely different.
Yeah, way different era now, which is hilarious. I'm gonna be a grandpa. Back in my old days, I used to walk uphill, no shoes, in the snow. Yeah, dude. If I was happy making like $20 profit on a card, like, oh shit, that's great. Now it's nothing. That's just a rounding error in these deals. It's so sad. But good for you, dude. The fact that you're able to do this in college, make good money, I assume, or enough to like keep shit going as a hobby, interest, whatever. Great. Kind of want to get your thoughts though. So you're primarily just Bowman baseball, maybe Topps Chrome as well, but like predominantly you're the Bowman guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, probably 90% of what I do is Bowman, but I've been trying to branch out to Topps Chrome or Dynasty. Basically any cool licensed baseball, if you will, is what I try to stick to.
So is it more of a fact that you just are not a football fan, you're not a basketball fan, you're not a soccer fan, or just like, hey, this is what I'm truly an expert in. When I walk into a room of 1,000 people, maybe 3 people here know more than I do about baseball? Or is it just like, this is what I've done well in, and you know what, I don't want to change beyond that?
I mean, I used to do other sports when I was first getting into it, and then I just made the move to primarily go baseball because I was watching it at the time. I was keeping up with a lot of the prospects, and I guess what you know is what helps you, right? So,
So do you just do modern baseball, correct? You don't do any vintage?
well, I bought a Fleer Jordan a couple of times this summer, so I mean, but that's like one of the most liquid cards in the world. Basically
Literally.
pretty straightforward. So, but other than that, it's just been baseball.
Okay. So like, I'm trying to think of like the valid questions to ask as a result of that. I mean, I have a question here from Big Buck Trading Co. asking if there are any collector pages that inspired him on your come up, but you're basically a dealer, right? You're not do collect in any sense of the former now?
So I used to go to a lot of minor league games when I was a kid. So I collect cards of players that I saw play in the minors or met. So,
Okay.
but other than that, it's strictly dealing and all of that good stuff. But I do enjoy it. I do enjoy traveling. I enjoy the interactions.
I have
and
a
I
fun
just enjoy the
question.
marketplace.
Do you
Go
have
for
a card? I'm Bowman Chrome, obviously, of a player that you might have either like forgot to sell or you just held it too long and it absolutely plummeted.
Does Volpe count?
Of course he does.
Technically,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because I want to say last year he was up like 3x what he is now, and I have a first Bowman Auto that I just held on to and didn't sell when it was $800.
Bowman is so interesting to me because, like, and Webb, I want you to confirm or deny this. The best time generally to sell Bowman is when they debut.
Correct. Or before they debut, I would say.
Because why?
Once they debut and they go 0 for 4 per se, it's the card plummets in value like exponentially.
It's so fucking stupid. It's so funny to me that like
It's like
that
stocks.
is,
It's basically all it is.
It's more so like manipulating on like numbers and timing than anything like any sort of like rhyme or reason to it.
But it's a double-edged sword because, like, say if you pull a Dominguez and hit a home run in your first AB, or you pull a Paul Skeens and have, I think, 6 shutout innings in your first couple of starts, then your card goes up.
Sure, but is the goal to hit lightning in the bottle the one time, or is the goal to win 95% of your transactions? So I can't tell you the next Paul Skeens other than Roki Sasaki. Go buy him, please. There's so much of Roki Sasaki. No, but like the point is, like, if you can't predict the lightning in the bottle, that superstar prospect right away, because like even like Dylan Cruz came up and he was like, okay, he did okay.
He was
like,
all right. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't anything special. So
yeah. So like his cards went down. He will have a come up again in April if he, comes out opening day or opening week and has 2 home runs. Like he looks pretty good. Like cool, whatever. But they've already moved on to Walker Jenkins, which I know Kai has a couple of. Or who's the other number 1 prospect in baseball right now?
Roman Anthony.
Roman Anthony.
Thank you. There's one more, isn't there?
Roman.
I don't know.
I mean, there's other really good prospects.
I think,
right now, people like Kyle Teal, people like Lazaro Montes.
I'm a big Jose DePaula guy.
Jose DePaula.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dylan Cruz is technically still a prospect. So that's who there was someone else on that list. He's number 1. That's who I thought of. I did not know Carson Williams was number 4 overall, which is crazy.
Yeah. He doesn't really sell that well, honestly, for being top 5.
That's why I even I knew that.
He's pretty solid though, honestly. But you can get like a blue 10 auto for $500, maybe $400.
That's nothing in Bowman, which is hilarious.
Well, like going back to the point, I think the real way to make money is to sell them before they debut, or do your grading, do your investing, do your flipping right when they're making their course through the minor leagues. Like in the Bowman world, the high A to double A promotion's a really big one. Like, for example, when Walker Jenkins got promoted from high A to double A, and same thing with Max Clark, their cards took a pretty big leap. So that was good for their market.
Max Clark could be a sneaky little buy right here. I mean, I know he's like a top 10 prospect, give or take, but I feel like he's not getting talked about in the same world as Walker Jenkins.
Well, he kind of had a nice buying window in the middle of the summer. His stuff tanked like pretty low, and now it's kind of revived a bit. But
I don't know, man.
I lost $700 on a gold auto in the summer, so I can attest to that.
Oof. Just wild, man. I don't really get it, but you know what? Maybe it's not the point because, we see the same thing every year. We see the same thing in quarterbacks. Like, why does Jaden Daniels outsell Tom Brady? Or why does Drake May outsell Aaron Rodgers. Like, there's always some stupidity that goes on in the sports car world. Hell, Kai and I are waiting to buy Michael Penix at some point in time. Like,
That's gonna be fun.
that is gonna be a fun fucking time. I want to buy Spencer Rattler. Can't
Too
do it
late.
now.
I wanted to ask Webb because I think one of the things he's actually really good at that a lot of people don't even like really try to do is he actually sells a lot of chrome raw. Like people don't do that. If they do, it's usually all of it's pretty fucked usually, to be honest. So I don't know. Can you talk through like why you do that or how you do that?
And how bad your DMs are.
So to start off, I don't want to be one of those dealers that nobody wants to buy a raw card from, because there's plenty out there that I will never buy a raw card from. I'm not going to say names, but this is true. And I just like to flip stuff primarily because grading takes too much time. And sometimes, obviously, like Dave was talking about with the Bowman prospect market just being so like fickle in a way, it's kind of a gamble when you send a card for grading, because even if it comes back at 10, sometimes it still drops down from what you got it at raw. So
yeah, especially if you buy close to when the product comes out. I mean, I'm probably gonna have a few of those that come back 10s that I bought a couple weeks after release, and I'm probably gonna break even if I get 10s.
I mean, that Argent that you bought for me was a pretty big win.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid buy. Yeah, for reference, to show people he's not lying, I bought this off him raw. It came back at 10.
Hell yeah.
I know, Argent orange.
That's
so
a really
it's
nice
truthful.
So you're never interested in grading stuff. Like for you, it doesn't matter if you bought the car for $800 and a PSA 10 is $2,000. If you get offered $1,000, you'll take it every time, hypothetically.
Essentially, yeah. Like, I mean, I've graded some stuff before, but I'd say probably I've graded about 100 cards in my entire 3 years of doing this seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many cards I've had, but I'd say probably the card to cards graded is definitely well less than 1%.
Wild. I mean, listen, who the fuck am I to judge? You know, there's a million ways to make money in sports cards. Hell, I'm buying a tool for my scanner to list cards quicker, and then designing an app to list those cards for me. There's a million ways to do this. I'm not here to tell you what's right or wrong. What I can tell you is the percentages on the low end shit is better than the high end. And if the work is as easy as shipping, then who cares? Then it's just sourcing. But you can source Bowman, which is predominantly pretty clean. I've bought cards off you and they've gemmed. I know I bought the Alan Castro blue first Bowman. It got a 9, but there are other cards.
Those things are really tough though.
I know, but like I bought multiple cards off you in the past, and like I've never had a bad customer experience. Like it is so fun.
The other thing I will say too is like it's easier for me to move cards at 100% of comps for raw because people know they're getting a good product with me.
Yeah.
And although my DMs can be pretty bad, like yesterday I did a massive sale. I got like 20 different clean question mark DMs on Gunner base first Bowman chromes, and I'm like just shaking my head. Like,
burnt me out the most on cards at any given moment is really just terrible DMs and the communication online. In person, people are generally better.
Yeah,
you can tell those who don't give a fuck when they just like, I want to look at the card, and like they pull out a fucking magnifying glass or a loop, or like they're the person who just like they don't even ask, they just take the card out, they like, examine it, they say nothing to you, they just put it back. Like, yeah, dude, if it was a PSA 10, it would have sold already.
Dude, if someone put on a magnifying glass in front of me, like,
I've seen people do that next to me before.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
I would not be.
Dude, I had someone on Discord a week or two, and probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, because I've been chilling, and he bought a Rob Donham, the Timberwolves rookie, $80 card off me. He's like, clean, best, whatever, like all the standard DM shit. I'm like, hey man,
best, lowest, room.
Yeah, it causes like an ulcer to like just start forming. I hate it so much. Like, Yeah, dude, the card is in perfectly fine condition. If it was a PSA 10, I would have already graded it. And he started a fucking issue in Ryan's Discord. I had to like open a claim about this kid. He ended up getting blacklisted from the fucking Discord as a result. And I wrote to him directly. This was the most embarrassing interaction I've ever had in an entire decade. It was just the absolute worst. Like of the memes, if I make a people, when it comes to sports cards, like this was the embodiment of all of that shit.
I mean, I will say, like, if I'm buying a card raw, I'm going to be skeptical because there's plenty of people out there like that. But if I'm at a show, I'll ask politely, hey, can I take a closer look at this? And just look for anything major. And same thing when I'm buying online, I'll be like, hey, I'm not asking for a 10, but any major issues with this that would make it less than like a 9 or like a 7. Like, just make me unhappy.
There's an intelligent way to do that, which you have shown. You are a fucking actual human being who can have a conversation. You're not going best, clean, like
Lowest,
comp,
room,
what are
room. I straight up have people say like, what are comps? And I'm like,
go look for it.
Internet.
eBay.com. I usually send people that. I send them to eBay. Like, I don't know, man. That is the one thing.
It does burn you out, though. I can attest to that.
It does. Dude, and I answer every DM. Like, I will give people the time of day regardless. But my God, dude. Like, technology's made us dumber. Like, you don't act like that as a human being, which is, the true basic, like, human interaction is, hello, hi, do you want this thing? Okay, here's the price. Oh, can you do a little bit better? Okay. Deal. Like, it's really not that hard.
Like, if I get a message that's like, hey, could you do a little bit better on this? Or like, hey, I like this, but I only have X. What could you do? It's like 100% I'll answer that over lowest wrong.
Best.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, man. We can do this conversation forever. This is your generation's fault. Them damn kids with their iPads and their tiki-takis, obviously. No, my 28-year-old generation, no, we're better than that. We never did any of that stuff. What are you talking about?
Hey, I mean, I didn't have a phone until I was like 12, and I see 5 and 6-year-olds just walking around like with their phones, and I'm like,
that's scary. That's actually scary. I got my first.
My cousin's 6, and she has a phone, and I'm like, what are we doing?
That's terrifying. That is actually a terrifying statement. I'm not okay with this. But what else? What else is going on in the world of the sports cards? I have not done much lately, and I'm very okay with this. This is probably the least prepared I've been for a conversation about sports cards ever. Like, I'm happy Fanatics is underwater at the moment because it made the episode easier for me, which is it's only benefiting David, obviously.
I mean, there's really not that much going on. I feel like it's kind of, we've talked about it a few times in the last few episodes.
I mean, I feel like July to September was basically nonstop.
Yep.
And now we're at a point where it's like, okay, let's reset, see what's going on, and plan for next year a little bit. Obviously, no more planning for Fanatics, but
when do we start pumping up basketball? Like, when can I start saying Paolo's the GOAT? Anthony Edwards is better than LeBron James. Victor Wembanyama is the greatest thing ever. I think in the time I've started this podcast, another Victor products come out. So, like, it's hard to say. So.
As a baseball person, I think that the $8,000 Victor Wembanyama box is completely insane.
Of course it is. But, like, you're telling me Jeff Wilson buying $350,000 worth of product is dumb? Really? That's dumb?
I just think it's crazy. Like,
of course,
those cards have already tanked so much too.
How bad is it right now?
I think like the RPAs are a couple grand, maybe.
I'll pull it up on our screen. Hang on.
And that's
Mercury. Now, how much do you know about? I mean, obviously you don't collect basketball, so it's fine. But like, how much do you actually know about like this set? What?
I know it's a very expensive box.
Correct. Good
And
start.
they have RPAs. There's bounties for some of his best cards.
Yep.
Obviously, I know it's unlicensed, no logos.
So I know on Fanatics Live or Leighton or Platinum or whoever still breaks anymore, like they were selling the base card spot for a couple $100 each. Already down to 315 unsold. Already. It's been a couple days. Quite bad. Really sad.
What are some autos doing?
I'll tell you right now. We'll go to that. Like this one to 75 is at 227 with 15 minutes left. That person took a bath on that card.
And some of them, with them being unlicensed, I will say some of them look better than others. Like they do a really good job concealing some, and then others it just sticks out like a sore thumb.
A true base card is $100 right now. Right now. These might be like $30 to $50
What's
cards.
crazy? They look so like that one right there. Stop. Go up.
Yep.
That one is terrible. What is that?
Yes.
That looks like a piece, like a 5-year-old like drew that. Like what? It's only expensive because there's a stupid seal with an M on it.
Yeah.
It's like Mercury Dynasty, you know?
So it's a 5. Number to 5 rookie auto, 11 grand. Was this the one with the NBA license on the back? Or the NBA logo, man? It is not. So they made a mistake on one of the cards, Webb. So obviously Topps does not have the licensing for the NBA.
Yeah.
There's one of the parallels that has the NBA logo man on it, and they're not supposed to have that. Which is super fun.
So it's the actual NBA Jumpman?
It's the actual Jumpman on like his
like the back of his jersey, right?
Back of his jersey, and like he's wearing like not shin guard, like an elbow guard or something like that.
Okay.
Which is kind of funny.
Yeah, I had no clue about that.
1625 for an auto to 75. Jesus. RPA 2325. Now these are nothing special, but like 4150. They're just gonna keep going down. A case sold for 95. So you made what, a couple $100 on that 8K investment? 10.5 year or 10.2, I should say. Like that's a good flip, quote unquote, but really not. You risk 8K plus probably shipping and taxes to net 95, which really is going to net you closer to like 88.
I mean, it's a couple $100, but like,
is it worth the risk?
It's not like the A+ test that you stick on the refrigerator when you're a kid. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, RPA 10 grand.
I had the opportunity to buy a few of these boxes like before it came out, and I'm so glad I didn't.
You would have been really kind of hurting right now.
Yeah, I would have had to pay $9K a box.
Yeah, that would have been brutal.
I mean, I envisioned them doing well, but I guess that didn't end up happening. I think it's just because I don't even really know the reason. I think it's just the flux of these cards all pumping in at one time. I mean, a lot of the sets don't look different from each other if you kind of just go through them. I mean, like 3 of the RPAs all exactly the same. I mean, the one thing is, I think everyone will agree on it, is the game used RPA with the date on the back, especially the debut one, is very cool.
Carliner might be down. Okay.
What's
cool.
new?
So speaking of cards and one of ones and overprinting and all of that, what do you guys think about the new Topps Now one of ones that they're doing for basically every accomplishment, like the Lindor Grand Slam, the Paul Skeens inscribed with the ERA, and the Ohtani inscribed 50-50? I don't like that.
I listen. The free market has said that they want this, so you empower them. Fanatics would be dumb not to print Topps Now cards for every single thing. They were doing that before Fanatics took over. Not to the same degree with like autos inserted and stuff, or the same cost, it'd be cheaper. But if the free market wants 50,000 Lindor Grand Slams or 2-run home run to overtake the Braves, or Mark Viento's Grand Slam or whatever it was, okay. If they made one from Giancarlo Stanton, if he had a walk-off home run yesterday for the Yankees, I would consider buying one. I probably wouldn't, but I would consider it. The free market says, oh, we want 30,000 copies of that. Who am I to judge? That's what people want. So you want to empower people to either buy or you don't, but you can't be mad at both. That's how I look at it.
But you can't be mad at the fact they're doing it. I just think it's oversaturating the market a little bit.
I'm honestly just surprised they didn't do it before. Like seems like a genius idea on their behalf.
Yeah, that's what the fucking people want.
And since they didn't do it before, it seems like some crazy thing to some of us,
Yeah.
So the 1v1, one of the 1v101s to 24 or 25, I should say.
That's so stupid.
Game use patch auto RPA to 21.5. Trying to get a picture to load. This was a box. Oh wait, yeah, this is a box. The guy just scammed. This person scammed them. Honestly, this is not the 1-of-1 LeBron Wemby auto. This is just like the hobby box. That doesn't count. 1,000th point game worn RPA 17. Like if the box was 8K and you doubled your money, okay, it's good. It's not the best investment.
Yeah, I think there's obviously the the Stroud Superfractor auto with him. There's like the game used Nike Jumpman 101 from his debut. There's like a couple cards you probably could have hit big on, but yeah, I think that's actually kind of interesting. There's very few cards in the product that you can even like double your money on, which is not really a normal thing.
Yeah, I mean, how I look at it is like doubling your money on 8K. Sure, that's huge win, but it's not life-changing by any means.
Well, it's just weird too. It's like most boxes, there's plenty of things where you can 5-10x your money, but for this expensive of a box to be maybe 10-15 cards where it's possible to more than 2x is kind of crazy.
I mean, like Topps Chrome Baseball Jumbo is like, I think $600, and if you hit the LE Super, I think that did over $100,000. So
I mean, even a gold auto of Ellie's what, like 2K probably?
It's got to be at least 2.
So that's almost 4 extra money on something like that. I mean, it's not the craziest card to hit. It's definitely a really good hit, but
I mean, the percentages are there.
Wrong product, Dave.
What was it? I'm sorry.
Topps Chrome.
Oh, Topps Chrome? My bad.
Because that's like one of the only analogies I know, because obviously basketball knowledge is limited here, so.
Hey, you're fine. They're still making is LA still a rookie in 2024? Jesus Christ. He's been in the league. What? This is his second full year now?
He got called up last year.
Yeah,
Right?
he got called up last year. I think in June, right, Kai?
How many games did you play last year, LA?
I think he only played like 40 or 50 games. If that.
98.
Oh, well, I'm way off, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's kind of bullshit to call him a rookie again. Whatever.
Well,
But
I
also,
think it's 'cause he didn't get Topps Chrome autos last year, so that's like his Topps Chrome rookie auto, I guess.
I'm
Yeah,
also
all his rookies were this year, I believe.
I'm also a big LA disliker. I do not think he's gonna age well.
You know
but
why? Because you're racist.
That's fucking. He's not even. But you know what? Fuck you, Kyle. I'm racist to Dominicans.
You haven't said anything about Anthony Volpe earlier.
Anthony Volpe did not do that. I'd much rather have Ellie.
Just saying, we got to keep the
You guys always have
opinions
this
on him.
argument.
Ellie would literally run circles around Volpe, and that's his best skill. Like, come on. Like, he really did not do that much this year, at least offensively.
Didn't he start
Ellie-
off like really hot though?
I think he did, and he kind
I
of
think
cool.
that was his rookie year, wasn't it?
Was it? I just remember at some point people really wanted his cards.
I think
Yeah,
that was
because
his
he was-
rookie year, like his first month playing baseball in the majors, and then I think he's had like hot and cold streaks, but
Yeah,
I mean, he's a fast
Volpe's
shooter
not.
hitter.
Volpe's not doing much better, and Ellie obviously ran circles around him, so like that's not saying much.
I mean, it looks like he had almost the same amount of WAR in, was that 60 less games last year?
Yeah,
I remember the first 2 months this year, everyone wanted Volpe.
so
talking
Ellie
about
only put up 0.8 WAR last year.
Yeah, I was talking about
up,
Volpe.
Volpe put up about the same in the same amount of games, basically.
Well, I was just looking at Volpe's. It says,
Oh yeah.
was that 3.3 and 3.4 the last two?
Yeah, but he
years?
played 159 games last year.
That's what
in
I'm saying.
2023.
Oh, I thought that
Same
said-
amount of games, basically.
I can't read. Never mind.
It's okay. That's why I was questioning.
So
what
he
you were
didn't
saying.
improve at all.
He actually really didn't like at all. He's great defensively.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know. Volpe is not done much yet, but he's the Yankee shortstop. He's next to Jeter. He was a Yankee fan growing up. You gotta buy him, invest. There's someone I know who has the most insane Volpe collection ever. He's probably down 90%. I sold him one of the 101s. It's expensive.
Is he alive?
I don't know anymore. I wouldn't be based on what he paid for it. But yeah, I don't like De La Cruz's game. I think he ages horribly. Like he will hit a brick wall the second his speed goes from 99 percentile to 85 percentile, and he will.
I mean, if he blows out his knees like Ronald just did, he's screwed.
I'm not wishing for injury, but
no, it's just the truth though. If he gets hurt, I don't think he'll be very good.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's older than the rest of the class too, for the most part.
Ellie or
yeah, a little bit, right? Isn't he?
He's 20. He's 22, unless he lied about his age, Kai.
I don't know.
I don't know. You heard it here first.
You're right. Maybe I was thinking of something else. I genuinely have no clue what I was talking about.
Like, dude, I mean, it does happen. There have been
So
numerous players.
It's hard to remember.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hard burnout starting to show, I guess.
just do what I do. Just ignore it. Just bottle it up and wait for it to explode later. But yeah, Kai, Webb, anything else you guys want to touch on, or are we good to wrap up?
I'm good.
Anything else, Webb, you want to touch on?
I think I'm good. I mean, thanks for having me. I know we talked about it for a couple months on and off.
I know.
We had arrangements with guests, and between Kai and the hurricane and people being sick, I guess it just kind of worked out this week.
Yeah, listen, man, really happy you made time for us. Really happy we made time for you. We appreciate you. Where can people find you on Instagram, eBay, if you use it, or all that good stuff?
So my @ is @Webb_sportscards_official.
Oh, shit.
Best way to reach me is on IG. And messages are always open, but please don't do the clean best lowest thing. Talk to me like a human being. And yeah.
If you're going to talk to him like that, the messages are not open.
They're actually going to get blocked. He has a filter set up. It's quite impressive.
Kai knows that for a fact.
Oh, God. All right. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Next week, we're talking Dallas. Jesus Christ. Yeah, because there's no Orlando. So we're going to talk Dallas. Kai, real quick, you gonna make the pilgrimage over to Dallas this time or no?
Probably not. If this would have happened like 2 weeks ago and I had like a month to plan it out, probably, but not now.
Fair enough. I'll be there. So, bye.
I'll be there in spirit. Bye.
Bye.